Robert Emmet. Even today, his name is probably more often in the minds of people than the names of other early Irish leaders of revolution. The reason is the romance of his bid in 1803 for total freedom from England and the mystery about where he lies. In 1803, the embers of '98 were still glowing, and through Anne Devlin he had contact with her cousin Michael Dwyer, who lived in this cottage in the Blennerville. But in a country returning to peace, Michael Dwyer and his followers were still hunted men. Dwyer wouldn't agree to committing them unless the Dublin Rising appeared to be succeeding. The rising was extremely well planned, but a disastrous explosion at one of his arms depots forced him to press on with it prematurely and on a much smaller scale. The rising began with a false alarm that sent Emmet's men rushing up into Thomas Street. In Thomas Street, directly against Emmet's orders, they attacked and murdered the humane and upright judge, Lord Kilwarden. There was an old country tradition that Lord Kilwarden's coach used to be heard rumbling slowly up this avenue, bringing his body back to Newlands, his house outside Dublin. The Kilwarden incident delayed the attack on Dublin Castle. Troops poured out of Marshalsea Barracks and up into Thomas Street, where these Dubliners of today are running. The rising failed, and Emmet was eventually arrested and brought to his trial here in Green Street Courthouse to receive what was a foregone sentence from Lord Norbury. Norbury must have looked at these painted eyes with the eyes that looked on the young prisoner who stood 13 stifling hours in the dock and whom he condemned. Be assured that far other sentiments will better contribute to give you fortitude to bear that dreadful sentence which at this awful moment I must pronounce. You, Robert Emmet, are to be taken from the place in which you stand to the jail from whence you came, and thence to the common place of execution, there to be hanged by the neck, but not until you are dead. For while you are yet alive, your bowels are to be taken out and thrown in your face, and your head is to be cut off, and may the Lord have mercy on your soul. Norbury was impatient for the sacrifice. Emmet himself had told him so. He was removed at midnight from Newgate to Kilmainham and executed in Thomas Street the following afternoon.